Hello, I'm back. I'm back after a vlogging hiatus. It is, what is the date? It's something of May, the 6th of May. I don't know what the last time I uploaded a video was. I don't like that. I don't like it because I know at the start I wanted to vlog every single day, and I guess, and I'm going to get past the guilty disclaimer to start with because I'm really happy otherwise with how things are going, but um, it's a tricky thing um, to vlog and to blog every day. I think, to be honest, it's actually given me a lot of pause to think about what you actually can do each day, in terms of what routines can you adhere to regardless of what else is going on in life, regardless of how busy, work is and other parts of life. Certainly there's routines like showering, eating, that you do every day, and you can always, tick those off. I know, there are recommendations often when people talk about daily routines to do things like, just have your particular set of things that you'd like to do, like your top five things, make the bed, do a calming meditation session or eat particular things, go for a walk. And of those, there might even just be one that you'll think, what, if I make the bed every day, regardless of anything else that happens afterwards, regardless of how busy I am, if I don't get to shower, don't get to eat, don't get to do anything else, at least I've made the bed. And at least that is a consistent tick the box thing. So, at a foundational level, I think I've got some of those things that I've been able to do consistently. But I'm constantly surprised at just how busy, and this is a new year for me with doing a new type of work, but um, yeah, it's just surprising how busy you can get with things, and genuinely busy, like not, oh, I'm so busy because I'm trying to make myself feel good, or trying to make myself look like I've got lots to do, just actual busy stuff that needs to get done. And I think I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The two things that I thought to myself, surely you can write every day, even if you don't vlog about it, don't blog, at least you can write for an hour a day. And at least you could do like a 10-minute meditation session each day, because those were two daily routines that when I was doing them, I felt amazing. I felt like those two things were really influencing in a positive way everything else that I was doing each day. I felt like I was creatively, really happy and doing well. And dry throat, I'm sorry. And I felt like I was sort of mindfully, engaging in that sort of thing in a nice, healthy manner as well. But there were some days, most days, after my initial summer period, that sort of summer of December, January, February, where I just seemed to be able to do everything every day. Once I got to the end of Feb, things got busy, and it's because just work got busy, life got busy, and I kept saying to myself during the summer, and I would say it to my wife, I'd say it to anyone who listened to me talk about this, writing every day focus. I said, if I miss one day, the novel won't get written. Like, that's the mindset that I need to have, that if one day is missed, that goes to show that you can't stick to a routine, and the novel will just never be written because there'll always be something to do instead of writing. And I remember, and it certainly was the first time that I didn't vlog every day when I was traveling for work, and I got to a point in the afternoon and I just said, you know what, I've got to take a week off. And I had reached a particular point in writing where it was okay to have some time for reflection, to let thoughts sink in. We know it's very valid to let your mind just be very reflexive and not be drilling it every day with, needing to meet particular writing expectations and goals. But it was a justification, truly as well, in just saying, I just can't, because of demands on time and so on, it won't happen. And it wasn't a good feeling because I did want to be really consistent. But that being said, I haven't lost the intensity of will to make this book come to life. I think about it every single day, and even days that I don't get to write, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about imagery that supports the book and particular feelings. I might be reading or listening to particular things. I read a book called Bird by Bird a couple of weeks ago, which I know was very popular in the mid 90s when it came out, about just some helpful ideas for being consistent. Just build the book bird by bird, word by word, sit down and get it made. And those things are great, but I do know myself, how I think to write. I mean, I've got the book has all been planned out, which has been the best thing ever, and now I've been doing prose, which can only happen by writing. There's no other way to do it except to sit down and plant yourself at the table and get it done. And all the things that I learned at the start of the year about setting time to do it, I just haven't been able to adhere to that as well. I've been on trains, I've been on planes, I've been on in bed. I've not had the luxury of always being able to sit here in the studio and write as I had been, and I know that is the best way to do it. But in lieu of that, I guess the reason I'm vlogging this afternoon is to say that I have finished section 1 of the book, which is a huge milestone for me. There's only 6 sections to the book. The first section was the one that I've had in mind for quite a while, really since the start, and now that it's finished, I'm kind of feeling like, many people, if anyone actually ever picks up this book, the first section is what will make or break it, in terms of if people think it's worth continuing, or they'll think, it's not really for me. And I know there's a certain part of that you just cannot control, but what I can control is to make it the absolute best that it can be. And I've been thinking about 2 different paths forward. One path, section 1 is saved, just move on to section 2, write section 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, finish getting all the words down for this first draft, and then go back and do a proper second draft once everything's down on paper. The other alternative is now to rework section 1, and I know there'd be a particular logic to this, and I understand it very well. That idea that don't pause the momentum, don't micro edit section 1 and polish it all up until you've got this thing that you really either happy or not with, hopefully happy. Just keep going on, just keep writing, get the book finished, because you've just got to put in the muscle and get it done. And if you stop and you keep going over things, like if I had have stopped after little chapters within this section and thought, I'm just going to rework that, I know I wouldn't have got to this point, certainly not at this point, and it may have never happened, because I would have just kept spiraling in on particular points and lost that momentum to get it finished. However, the reason that I am going to do that, and time will tell, hopefully I'll keep vlogging to the point where you can see whether it's been a mistake or not, but before I continue, there are particular things that I want to know more about the stylistic choices that I'm making with writing. I want to make sure I've got the particular voice down that I want to have down. I'm 17,000 words in, so by this stage I feel it's not I don't need to wait until I've got 100,000 words down. I think this is a fine point to say you need to really reflect upon the voice. I've got a third person perspective narration going on, and I've got particular ideas for how I want that to come across, in particular ways for the characters to talk, particular ways for the narrator to bring the characters in and out, the descriptions, and the pace of the novel too. I want to make sure that I'm not labouring particular elements or descriptions. I want it to read really nicely. So there's those things that I'm happy with the plot. I think the plot is what it is for the whole book. It doesn't need to be changed. If it finishes as it is now with the plot unchanged, I'll be really happy because I really like the plot and it's what I want to see make come true. There's no confusions there. I mapped out the book so thoroughly that that's all happy days. I'm really just colouring in between the lines now. I just want to make sure I'm putting the right colours down and that it's neat. So that's where I'm thinking. So I'm going to give myself, I think, around a fortnight's editing, and just to see what I can do with reworking just some of that language. I might cut some chunks out. I might add some things in if I need to give a bit more explanation for particular things that are happening. But I'm really excited because I think with another round of editing, it might be something to even share. It might be something to seek out a friend and say, here's section 1 of the book. I did a first draft and then I've rewritten it, reworked it. It's at a point where I think it's all right, and it's almost just like having the finished novel, but it's the first part, because again, that may be all that anyone ever really gets into is the first part. And if they say, you know what, I dig that, it might be cool to see where that goes, lovely. If not, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be happy with it, which is all that I'm really going for at this stage. So that's I guess what I wanted to share. I'm really happy at this stage where it's gotten to. It's hard to think back to when this didn't exist. I mean, I can remember the vlog posts that I was making where I was saying I'm really nervous about the process of putting down language now to hang meat off the bones of the structure of the novel. And now I've sort of met that challenge and have put down 17,000 words, most of which I think I'm pretty happy with. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to going back in because there's things I forget. There's passages that I think I know what I wanted to have there. I want to reread it to see how it feels to read it, because I have forgotten, because I've been working on this for about 2 months now, I guess. I think from March to May. So that's not too bad, really. I mean, I certainly haven't kept to the tempo that I wanted to keep to, which was to write Monday through Friday and then have weekends to do a little bit of light editing and planning for the week ahead. Certainly have gone through patches where a week has gone by and I haven't written a single word of prose. And then there's been some days on the weekend, at times where I've written 3 days worth, in one chunk. So it's just been give and take. I'd love to think I can get more consistent, and I'm going to really, try. But if I don't, if I am accordion style, not doing anything and then doing something and back and forth, but I can keep to, say 2 months per section. We've got 5 sections left, 10 months. I mean, that wouldn't be the end of the world. I would like to think I could do it faster than that, and maybe I can, but if I can't, it's okay. I think it's tracking the way it needs to track. It's not something I want to rush. I want to be really happy with the product, and we'll go from there. So I'm glad I got time to sit down and do this afternoon. I really am going to commit to at least doing it weekly, we'll go from there. Keep planning, keep committing to particular goals, yay, section 1 finished. And I hope to share some of the pros, maybe even in 2 weeks after I've had a bit of a play and a massage with the section. There might be some things that I can share on the blog, just to give a bit of a sense of how the voice is tracking and how some of the language is tracking. Cool. Hope you're well, and I'll chat to you soon.